I'm here with Phil Davis, the number 2 ranked light heavyweight in Bellator, fighting on June 16th against Corey Anderson. Welcome, man. How you doing, man?
Doing real good, man. Doing real good.
All right, man. You fighting Corey Anderson. Now, are you surprised that it's taken this long for you to cross paths? I feel like you guys have been kind of similar as far as career trajectory. Now, is it surprising for you that it's been this long for you guys to cross paths?
Not really. I believe he was still coming up when I was in the UFC, and then of course I switched over to Bellator. And it's not so surprising. I think we're crossing paths right when we were meant to. So yeah, I'm happy about it.
Now, what do you think of him as an opponent?
I've been a big fan of his fighting style. I've been watching for a long time. He's one of the cats that I enjoy watching fight. So it's even more so. I'm just glad to be in the cage with him.
So, where do you see yourself having the upper hand in a matchup with them? Where do you think you have the advantages?
So a lot of times, I think when it comes to where you have the upper hand, you might imagine that you have the upper hand. Let's say striking, and then you get in there and you're like, oh, we're about even in striking. We have about it's about the same reach, about the same quickness. Same might go for wrestling or even grappling. But truthfully, what really makes all of these things kind of come together is um, your ability to do them all in rapid succession. How much do you? How tired do you get? And then what are your habits when you are under duress? So, and that's the biggest thing. He's a well-rounded fighter. He can do everything as far as wrestle, grapple. He can do it all. So where I've had the upper hand is just being experienced and being thought through on every situation, patient, and I look for openings. I don't try to pre-decide what's going to happen. I'm very in the moment, and I see things and I get after them.
Now, it's been a little minute since we've seen you in the cage. Was there anything specific that attributed to that? Was it an injury, or were you just waiting for the right matchup?
No, it was I wasn't waiting for the matchup. I kind of figured after he fought Nemkov that he and I were definitely going to this is a fight that made sense. I figured we would match up. It was just getting me healthy mentally and physically, and sometimes that takes a little bit more time than I intended. But it's just one of those things that you can't rush it. If you are in this business for the long haul, you occasionally have to step back and get yourself together.
Now, you mentioned his fight with Nemkov. He had two of them. Now, what did you think of both of his performances? I know the first one ended in the headbutt, and he dropped the second one to a decision. Now, what did you think of his performance?
He fought a good fight. I thought, Nemkov made a lot of adjustments in the second fight, and yeah, he started to gain that upper hand in that first fight. It wasn't looking good for the champ. And credit to Nemkov, he didn't have any moments like that in that second fight. I thought they had a great fight though. Overall, I thought they were both two. I look at that, and if I'm in either one of the corners, I say those are both great performances by both guys. Obviously, Nemkov won, but I think Corey can look back and say, man, it was a great fight.
Now, you've had a couple of fights with Nemkov, and you obviously fought Yoel Romero as well. Do you think that with a win over Anderson, that you're going to be the next guy in line for the title shot?
Um, you know, uh, you never know what'll come available. I think that's definitely on the board that's being talked about. But honestly, I just do my job. I do my job. I stay in my lane. I like to I like to just focus on what I can do, and that's having great performances. Go out there, fight good, feel good, and we'll see what happens on the other side. They both he has a big fight, and Yoel Romero's no slouch. So he before we even talking about me fighting him, he's got to fight and win against a man that is by no stretch a game opponent.
So how do you see that one going? How do you see Nemkov and Romero going?
Why everybody want to know how I feel about them?
Hey, you fought them
Look,
both, man. You know them well, bro. Come on now.
like ask me all the tough questions. See, y'all ask other fighters, like, hey man, what's your favorite drink? Is it Monster? Is it Monster? And then it gets to me and they're like, Phil, break down Nemkov and Yoel Romero. Who's really gonna win this fight and why? And, honestly, this is one of those fights. Like, there's some fights I'm like, yeah, I like both fighters. This guy should have an upper hand. This guy should win. I don't know.
You're taking the high road right now, Phil. You're taking the high road.
I'm trying to go low. You understand? This is me going low. I'm trying to tell you that this matchup is a toss-up. Now, Nemkov should win it. He has more tools. Mm-hmm. He has more tools. I don't know how many submission victories Yoel Romero. If you're gonna criticize a man about anything, I don't know how many submission victories he has, and don't get me wrong. I have not looked at his record. I haven't gone through the fights I haven't done that.
Right.
I'm going off of my memory and my memory of his fights recently. I don't know how many songs. I don't think he has some victory. And it should also be noted, he didn't need them. So
right. Yeah.
If there's one thing that I think, where one person will have the upper hand, I would say Nemkov will have the upper hand in the grappling exchanges. Now, the unfortunate part about that is you have to grapple with a monster to get there.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, what do you want me to do? You want me to tell somebody that all they have to do? Look, this is all he has to do. He just needs to take down an Olympic silver medalist. No big deal. I did it. He should be able to do it. Okay? It's that simple. Take him down. Yes, he is an Olympic silver medalist.
Now,
like, what kind of advice is that? Like, if anybody can take him down, you deserve a gold medal. So
right.
That's what we're talking about here.
Right.
It's hard to give anybody real advice in that regard. As far as standing goes, they're both very good at being. They both have separate games in terms of stand up. They're both incredibly good at what they do. Nemkov, he has a great jab. He keeps range really well. He's a good kicker. He doesn't do as much explosive up the middle stuff. But he can counter strike with the best of them. Yoel Romero, one of the best counter strikers there are, and he has no problem being offensive. So, I mean, there you go. I laid it out for you. I still can't tell you who's going to win, but I can tell you this. Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. I will be drinking Monster Energy while it goes down.
So,
okay, if you wanted my secret, that's what it is.
So, aside from Monster Energy, what's your favorite drink? Since I'm asking all the hard questions, let me ask you a good one.
Okay. Well, have you ever had Monster and Tito?
Never had it.
Look, Billy. Look, you're not living right. You understand? Look, you're not living right. Okay. You get yourself a Monster. They got this that Peachy King. That's a good one. Or you can get I'm a big fan of all the ultra flavors, the sugar free, the strawberry dreams. Mix that with a little bit of Tito. Done.
Okay,
Done.
I'm gonna ask you another one. I'm gonna ask you
Yeah.
another one. Maybe this one won't be as hard. I hear you're big into stocks and stuff. Now,
Who
as
told you that?
you
Who
know,
told you that?
I read it through the grapevine. You know, a lot of people,
Talking.
kind of say feel like stocks. So make sure you mention
All right.
stocks.
Talking.
So as someone who's very interested in it, but knows absolutely nothing, what would be like your advice to someone who wants to get into it?
Well, now I would have to warn you, I'm not a financial advisor, and I'm also not giving you financial advice. So you gotta see what I'm saying. I gotta provide those sort of disclaimers. Um, honestly, in order to have some success and get a couple wins, I think the easiest thing to do is just find some areas where you already know some things that you know about, like your background. Invest in the things that where you are the expert. Let's say you are a you know you work at Best Buy. You might know some of the brands that do well there, and you might say, Vizio 10 years ago wasn't that great of a brand, but now they make a really good product. Oh, that is your leg up. It's not like
Mm-hmm.
trying to find all of these ways that you can outsmart the market. Just looking at the things that you know and invest in those things. I think it's incredibly important, as especially as young people, when because you know all this information and you just don't know how valuable it is. If you were a young person and you're like, TikTok is pretty dope, maybe you should invest in TikTok. Had you done that 10 years ago, you'd be doing well. Maybe you like, had you invested in Snapchat, you've been doing all right.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like those kind of things. It's not like trying to be smarter than the people who do stuff full time. It's just looking into your background and finding some things, or finding things that you're passionate about, and researching those things. I can't stress that enough, to research those things, whether that's green energy or whatever those things are.
Well, I appreciate the advice for sure. I appreciate it.
I,
So
I give you financial advice. I just told you that. Why are you trying to get me jammed up? Okay,
I would, Phil. I would
I'm
never,
saying that.
Phil.
The financial? No, I did not. I said I am not a financial advisor, and I'm not giving you financial advice.
Well,
That's how I started.
you're right. Okay, Phil. I apologize, Phil. I apologize. We good? Are we okay? Are we okay, Phil?
We good.
All
Thank
right,
you.
all right, okay. I,
You
I,
bet.
I was a little concerned because
Like,
I can't be having you coming after me, man. If stuff goes left, my takedown defense isn't that good, so I can't be having you coming after me, man. But so how do you get the job done on June 16th, man, against Corey Anderson?
yeah, it's honestly just being persistent. Um, it's not so much that Corey Anderson will make mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes, as the fight goes on, and just being persistent, just being in his face. As Martin Lawrence would say, just being a nagging gnat at a barbecue in his face, just buzzing away. You know.
Yeah, I love it. I
Yeah,
love it. I love it.
yeah, that was a good one, right?
Yeah, that's a good one, man. I love it.
What was
All
that,
right,
Bad Boy?
man. What was that?
Bad Boys 2? Is that what that was?
Yeah, of course. Bad Boys 2, a classic. What you think of Bad Boys 3?
Next question.
I
Oh, don't
got
do
you.
that.
I got I got you. All right. Well, this was a lot of fun. I appreciate the time, man. Good luck on June 16th. It was an honor for me to interview you, and I hope I can do it again, man.
All right. Thank you, man. Appreciate you.